Let us take a look at GarageBand's interface. To do that, I'm going to click on the Songwriter button and then click Choose. Since this is the first time that I've installed GarageBand, it's going to ask to download some additional content. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, now we have the additional content downloaded into GarageBand for use. Now to show you the interface, I'm going to go ahead and turn off a couple of these options, which I'll show you in just a minute, but we'll make this as easy to see as possible. So at the top, you have the regular menu bar with File, Edit, Track, Record, Mix, Share, View, Window, and Help. Below that, you have GarageBand's control bar, which has different buttons and options for you to use when using GarageBand. Below that is the track window, and this is where you will record and use loops and edit your tracks for your music or podcasts or voiceovers. Now if I go over here and I select this option, the first one is Library. And the library has a bunch of different patches that you can use for each instrument when you're recording. So I can get different sounds on the guitars, a hard rock sound, a classic sound, an acoustic sound. And there's a wide variety of patches that you can use to change the actual sounding of your instruments. Next to that is the Quick Help Guide. And this is great. You can actually make this a little bigger by click and dragging so you can see what's going on. But when I use this, I can hover over a different part of GarageBand and it will tell me exactly what I'm looking at. So if you ever get stuck in GarageBand, pull the Quick Help menu open and you can easily identify what the button is or what it is that you're working on. Next to that is the Smart Controls. And the smart controls are an easy way to adjust the sound of an instrument. And you can change its mix, compression, and effects here on this particular kit. If I change instruments, say to the guitar, you can see that the smart control being used is different here. There is also an EQ setting, so you can adjust the EQ levels of your instruments. Next to that is the editor button. And there are different kinds of editors based on what type of instrument or track that you're using. So this is a audio editor when I have instruments such as a guitar open. If I close that and I click on the drum tracks and then open the editor again, you can see there's a drum kit editor. If I close that and I go to the piano, we get two different types of editors. A piano roll, which allows you to see the notes in forms of little boxes and squares, or a score. You don't see the musical notation here right now, but the score allows you to actually write out music or play music and see how it is written in actual music type literature. Now we'll look at some other options at the top real quick, but we'll get more into the control bar later on. On the far right, we have the notepad, so you can take notes or write lyrics to a song if you would like, or maybe have your voiceover information there, so while you're recording you can just read it right here. There's also a Apple Loops button, so that you can input different Apple loops that are pre-made of beats and effects and different sounds. And then finally there's the media browser. So if you have WAV files or audio files that you're working on, you can have them and find them easily within the media browser. So that is the basics of GarageBand's interface. We will go into more depth in each section later on within this course.